Hey guys, Nick here and welcome back to another video. It's been a long time since I've recorded a video that is about Minecraft, and in this video, rather short video, I'm going to show you guys a little contraption that I've built recently in my spare time. Now, this is a rather over-engineered and inefficient villager trading hall because I have absolutely no experience in building these things, which ultimately make this trading hall extremely complex. This is different than most of my gaming videos. This is not really a gaming video. This is just me showing off some redstone projects I've been working on. But so this is the villager trading hall. You get to trade with villagers of all professions. Please pardon the sound. I'm really gonna turn it down because it's getting up my nerves. Alright, so we have every single one of these villagers with every single of these careers that you get to trade with. Yes, it looks very complicated, but we can go ahead and break this down. So right over here at the side, you can see one of these single villager trading pods. I'm gonna call them trading booths instead. So each of these pods look like that. In this case, I've taken a chunk out of the librarian trading booth, and this is what each chunk looked like. The only difference between each chunk is the job site blocks, as Mojang likes to call it. And let me just quickly show you how it works. So let's start small by explaining this booth, and we'll move on to the auxiliary circuits. So this first one is, this is how it's gonna start. Is a minecart is going to come down this rail. So let me go grab a minecart. So a minecart's gonna travel down this rail, and as you can see, there's a piece of glass that is right on top of this lectern over here, and also you can see that the rails are kind of directed towards this booth right over here. But if I, as soon as I push this, you can see that the piston retracts the glass, which allows you to interact with the villager. And as you can see here, the rail redirects to, refill the next booth if the next booth doesn't have any villagers. As soon as that happens, as you can see, multiple things happen, and let me show you one of them. As you can see here, I used a cauldron. You guys might be wondering, why don't I use a redstone block? Well, there is a odd thing where if pistons extend with a redstone block, as soon as you unpower it, it won't retract because the redstone block seems to be powering the piston itself, which is very annoying. The second reason why is I have another piston that's from another circuit that is directly touching this one. This is kind of like a little T flip-flop switch. Now this is before the glass has extended, but as soon as I push the minecart in, as you can see, this top piston right over here extends down. It's directly connected to the detector rails over here, and that'll turn off the signal, and it runs up a redstone torch tower, and it basically retracts the glass so that it gets to interact, and it also turns on the lights so you know that that villager is available. And now that is cool. In this circuit right over here, this button right over here basically allows you to kind of quote unquote recycle the villager. So how it works is that there is a 1 block flush piston door that is right underneath the minecart which the villager sits in. And if I press the button, it will the number one thing it will do is that it will extend the piston. So that means you can no longer interact with the villager. It will block you off, and then it will open up. Let me show you quickly. And the minecart then travels off into a cactus to be reused, while the villager unfortunately goes into lava. That's how it works. And why you want to do this is you only want to do this when you're kind of like you don't like a specific trait of a villager. You don't want to use them anymore. Just press the button, and what it will do is that it will power this bottom piston. Is powered by this observers over here to give it a 1-tick pulse to push it up to the top piston into a powered state, which means everything goes back to normal again. If you want to repeat that process, how it works is, you can see everything in action as soon as I press this button. It seems really complicated is because it kind of is, but I've tried my best to compact it in the best way possible. So yeah, I'm pretty sure there's better designs out there, but this is my first design. This is my version 1 design, and I think it still functions the same, but it just uses more resources, unfortunately. Now, after let's say this booth is filled up with a villager. Now what happens is that this can connect to the next booth that sits right next to this one, and you kind of just repeat it. I just use structure blocks to copy each booth to next to one another, so it won't take me too much time. Now that's how it works. And this right over here, the one on the right side, it either connects to the previous trading booth, but in this case I have none, or it connects to your villager breeder, which I already have set up right over here. Now, this villager booth right over here, it's not designed by me. It's designed by Impulse SV, which is a YouTuber, of course. I watched one of his videos, and I took the structure.mbt file and imported it into this world, so I get to use it without, you know, messing stuff up. Previously, I've tried to build this myself without using his file. It didn't work, sadly, and yeah, the farmer won't farm and stuff. Please ignore the popping sound. So let's show you how it works in general. As you can see, they have bred up a lot of these villagers. Most of them is now grown up. They're not adults. So yeah, let's go to our trading booth, and as you can see, we have several of these villagers. Let's say I don't like this villager, and he has exhausted all of his trades. I'm just gonna press this button, and he will be recycled. But in the meantime, as you can see, a new one gets popped out from the breeder and gets sent to that exact booth. So if we follow him right over here, he goes to the next one. As you can see, the light turns off. And you also might have heard a note block sound, is because you might be somewhere else and you didn't know that the villager has arrived. So I kind of just installed a note block to notify people that the villager has arrived, and it will take some time for the villager to adjust to their current jobs. Right now, this guy's stuck on leather worker when he's supposed to be a fisherman. You just have to give him some time for him to change his profession, which is kind of the downside, is because they're so close to one another, they might pick up each other's jobs. Now that's just gonna be an issue. Now let me show you. I'm gonna go ahead and recycle another villager and show you the other perspective of recycling them. So this is a leather worker. If I press this button, he gets sent down on a minecart. Let me follow him. He gets sent down on a minecart over here, and he just gets pushed into lava. All of that happened really fast. So let me quickly explain it to you. So right underneath all of this flush piston doors is a powered rail. So you know how when you place powered rails next to a block, it kind of just like instantly pushes the minecart in the opposite direction. Yeah, I'm using that mechanic, which is, I don't think it's meant to be a glitch, it's a feature. All of them are connected to a single rail, and I use these standard rails so that it won't travel backwards and cause all the clogging of the minecart lines. Now all of them will go to the same location. In the end here, it will power a detector rail, and this block is supposed to be here so that the villager cannot spawn on this block. So after this is powered, what it will do is that it will power this piston, so it will basically be like this. Check this out. So it will basically power a couple ticks after this is activated. So this will push the villager down to lava, and basically this is an activator rail. This activator rail basically forces the villager off the minecart. So that's what causes the villager to jump off and get pushed down. And in the end, the minecart just travels into a cactus where it will break. You know how minecarts gets broken by cactuses. It will then be picked up by a set of hoppers, and there's an item elevator, a simple one that just sends the item through the hopper line down to dispenser. Now, how can it tell when there's no villagers in a specific location? The buttons aren't wired to the villager breeder, so how it knows is all from the cauldrons. If the cauldron is powered, what it will do is that it will send a pulse through this redstone tower, and through this I don't know how you call it. I think it's called, I don't know what you call it. This basically just passes through this piston thing and sends off a 1-tick pulse, but gets extended by these repeaters so it can pass through all the repeaters without getting, you know, caught up. And after this, it was sent to this this little redstone tower that goes down and powers the thing. Now I used a clever trick involving AND gates. So if one of these is powered, all of it will be powered. So the breeder doesn't know where to send the villager. It's rather that each trading pods can redirect rails. So if one has a villager in them, it will redirect the rail to go to the next one, and so on until it goes to a vacant pod where the minecart can park in. Now in the end, we have a single trading booth in the end, so it doesn't really have, so this particular pod is actually simpler than the other ones, because this is the end station. Not the end station you're talking about, it's just like this is the very end, so I don't have to worry about overflowing the minecarts, because I already have an AND gate up there to tell when the villager breeder should send a villager through the system. So if you compare this to this, you can tell that is way simpler. This is just a cramped blob. I mean, I tried my best compacting everything down to a 4 wide area, and this is arguably one of my most complex redstone creations I've made so far. There are of course more complex ones you see on the internet, but this is my personal complex redstone videos. So I can show you how it works again. This time I'm gonna press one that goes to the cleric, or the priest as I call it, because I started playing Minecraft in 2016 when they're called priests. Now there are some villagers in the pod. I call them reserves, so in case if I press a button, here you go, he gets sent off. He's in the lava now, and we got our new villager here, and he's destined to stay in the pod until I press the recycle button, and he just falls to his doom. Now as you can see, each rail redirects them. As you can see here, yep, he goes into his area. I think it's probably best that I do it in like a pod that has the ability to redirect rails. I'm gonna do it on his mason. So as you can see before, it kind of just like redirects the rail to continue forward. But after I press the button, once he's gone, as you can see, you see that brief moment where this rail just switches back. Yep, that's how the system knows where each villager should go. Where each villager should go. So it's actually not the breeder that's doing all the guesswork. It's the trading pods themselves, which makes this system incredibly complex for what it does. Now, one advantage I can see with my design is that it can be future proof. I've seen a lot of villager trading halls out there. They are taking advantages of glitches, which I mean, glitches won't last forever. They're eventually gonna get patched up by the Mojang or the Minecraft team. So I feel like if I do for the if I design this machine with the redstone approach, there's a really low chance that this will be broken in a future update, because it's all taking advantage of just straight up redstone. I didn't use any glitches. I only took advantage of the breeding mechanics of Minecraft, and that's pretty much it. Now I call them reserves is because the minecart that was sent through the system they won't pick up babies, and you can't trade with a baby. So usually if you continue to press these recycle buttons, eventually the breeder is gonna be out of adult villagers to send through. You're gonna have to wait for a while. So yeah, again, this is one of my most complex redstone projects I ever worked on. Let me know what you think. Unfortunately, there might not be a download for this specific contraptions because I was trying to copy it to a blank world with a structure block, but this thing, it exceeds the dimension of 32 blocks times 32 blocks times 32 blocks, which is a problem, and I can't copy it over. And I'm too lazy to rebuild this whole thing because this thing took me like the entire day, even with the ability to copy each of these pods next to one another. It's because I have to inspect all of them and make sure that they can work. By the way, guys, before I end this video, I just want to show you guys some of the most complex redstone contraptions I have built in this world. This one right over here is the 7-segment display. Most people just use a memory reel, but I don't know how memory reels work, so I'd rather go for the hard way. And look at this redstone spaghetti. Look at this. You can barely make your way around. And I didn't even use colored wool like all the redstone YouTuber does. I just used straight up iron because I'm too lazy. And it still doesn't work. It's broken. It's because there's a glitch I'm trying to figure out. But it does have basic functions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, it broke. See, that's the problem, because I don't like double powering, and that's the problem with that thing. I do have another giant contraption I'll show you before I quickly end this video. Now, I also have this. This is my automatic potion brewer. It's really simple to use, but like the redstone is super. The redstone isn't like complicated, but it takes a long time. So you just press each button. If you want a potion jump boost, you just press that, and it'll prepare those right up for you. It'll brew a batch of 3. So yeah. So guys, this concludes this video. I hope you guys enjoy. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you like this type of video I'm doing here. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.